So I got an email saying that Flux Academy was hosting a web design competition. And at first I was just going to delete it because who am I to even think about participating in an event like this? I started Webflow last year and I'm certainly not an expert with it. But after staring at the email a few minutes, I realized that this could be a really interesting opportunity. And my odds are not zero. So basically, I have to design and build a responsive website based on a prompt, and Flux Academy picks the top 10 designers. Then those winning designers get to be featured on a live video with them. And so if I got picked, it could be a really incredible opportunity for me. So I went for it. And in this video, I'm going to share the web design prompt as well as the design that I'm creating for this competition. Okay, here's the prompt. So I have to design a homepage for Greenleaf Cafe, I assume a fictional cafe in Portland, Oregon. And so Flux Academy gives an overview for this company to keep in mind, a target audience. They have some design goals, such as keeping things user-friendly, making it visually appealing, all of that. And then they have some required sections that we have to have within our homepage, which there's actually quite a few of them. There's 10 sections that we have to have. And then from there, they just go over what deliverables you need. It's due tomorrow, August 2nd. And this is the criteria on which they will be evaluating those websites. So this is the prompt. So to start the project, the first thing that I did is try to find some inspiration from other kind of similar businesses. So some of these are local restaurants, cafes, some of them are national chains that you may or may not have heard of. But I'm just getting a sense for the types of colors they use, how they structure their websites, the different design decisions that they use in their websites, and just kind of taking mental notes on what I like and what might be appropriate for my website. And once I get an idea of that, I then worked on typography, trying to figure out what kind of fonts I want to use. So I started with this, but I was like, that's a little too much, I think. So I ended up going with this font here, which is called Spot. I got that from Envato Elements, and that seemed to work pretty well. So then I got some different leaf icons to see what worked well. I ended up going with this, and I used that green color as well. And so this was my logo. I have 3 different variations, and I ended up using this as the primary logo. And then I just kind of came up with some different ideas on different background colors and how it might look. And that's pretty much all the work that I did in Figma. All right, from there, I used Reloom AI Site Builder to generate a sitemap for me. So I essentially just put in the prompt of what I was told to do, and I put it in here, including all the sections that I needed, and then Reloom spit out this sitemap for me. Now you might be thinking, wow, that seems an awful lot like cheating, but from what I've seen professionally, pretty much everyone uses a component library. I don't think a lot of people design websites from scratch anymore. So I don't really consider this cheating at all, but you know, everyone's opinion is going to be different on that. So then from there, the site builder generated this wireframe for me, which is mostly what I ended up using, but I did tweak some things. So I was able to change some components that I didn't like and replace them with what I did want. And I'm just getting kind of like a rough idea on how this is going to look. And that pretty much takes me to the end of the wireframing stage. Once the wireframes were done, I knew I was going to need a lot of assets, so I used Canva for this. And I wanted the website that I was building to have a fun and inviting energy, so I got a lot of these different accents to put within the website to just make it a little more fun, give it some pop. And then I needed some food. So I got some food assets again from Canva, and I added some accents to that. One little ninja trick that I found is, since these images are different aspect ratios, I needed a way for the bowls to be the same size so that they look fine on the website. So I used this circle, and I just made sure that each of the bowls fit within the borders of that circle, and that seemed to work quite well. And then from there, I got some wrap images, some interior images, some vegetable images that I'll show you how I implemented later on. And yeah, I just went ahead and got just as many assets as I thought I needed for the site. After I got all the assets that I thought I would need, it's time to move to Webflow. So the first thing that I did is I copied a Reloom style guide and I put in my different colors that I was going to be using for my site, as well as I put in all the assets that I was going to use. I wanted to get that done and out of the way so they were ready to go, and I just separated them into different folders to make it easy to navigate. And then I had to set up the style guide. So I imported the fonts that I was going to use. I set up all my different heading styles, background colors, all that sort of stuff. I even went down and set up the buttons so I knew how those were going to look and respond already. And I just wanted to get all this done first so that the designing is that much easier when it comes time to it for it. All right, then it came time to actually building in Webflow. So here it is in a nutshell. I'm going to go to the published version and walk you through what I did. So I created this cool call out notification at the top to join the rewards program. Fairly simple nav menu here with a call to action, the order. The hero section, I want it to be pretty clean with just a big bold image of the food so that people know what they're going to be getting. I really liked this wave border that I put in. Basically, one of the things I tried to do is I wanted to kind of like go with the fun and inviting vibe of this. I wanted to eliminate any sharp borders, and so you'll see through the website I tried to accomplish that in a good way. Now as we go down, you'll see something that's kind of neat. So, oh, look at the veggies. It's parallax. How fun. And it's rotating, the little lettuce. So that's something that I've never really implemented on a site before. That's fun to basically correspond with their farm to table ingredients, that sort of a thing. I have a what's popular here with different cards that talk about what they offer. Now, one thing, because I don't consider myself to be some guru web designer, so I had to think about what are some little things that I can do to potentially set myself apart. And so all of the food items, they're actually named after Portland landmarks, since this is a Portland cafe. So Pittock, Grotto, St. John's, Willamette, those are all like landmarks in Portland. So I just thought that was a neat little thing to do. And then I added these little flourishes. I don't feel like I'm the best at doing this, but it got the job done. All right. Ooh, wave border, really cool. Not something I do on websites typically. All right, so then just an Explorer menu, nothing too complicated here. More wave border going down, a little About Us section, again, rounded corners and sort of an asymmetric look going down from here. The rewards. So this is an interesting section because technically the challenge wanted us to do upcoming events. So upcoming events or special offers. But when I was looking at different restaurants and cafes, like none of them really had events and there weren't really like special offers. But the thing that they did have was a rewards program. And so that's what I decided to do instead because it just made the most sense. So I implemented a rewards program here. Ooh, this is cool. So this is so I wanted to display testimonials, but not in a conventional way, because if I just put down a row of testimonials that I typed out, it would seem a little bit inauthentic. So I found this Google widget from Elfsight, and so it actually imports Google reviews from an actual company. So in this case, since this is a fictional business, these reviews are actually taken from a local like health food cafe near where I live, but I thought this was a neat addition because they're actual reviews and people tend to trust Google reviews much more than just, random testimonials that were written out on the website. All right, from there, ooh, more parallax, how fun. I do like the parallax. All right, so then the blog section. So again, this was something that not really any of the websites that I looked at did. So I thought about what would make the most sense. And since, again, this is like an organic farm-to-table cafe and restaurant, I was like, well, how about doing a blog about the different farms that this restaurant sources from? And so that's what I did here. And again, keeping with the Portland theme, all of these are actual farms that are relatively local to Portland. So that's what I did there. And a Visit Us Today with an actual map that you can scroll through. This is Portland, by the way. And then, oh, this is neat. This is a little JavaScript nugget that I implemented so that it highlights and bolds the current day. And today is indeed Thursday. So that's fun. Portland area code. Got to make sure all those little details matter. And yeah, another cool wave border, signing up for a newsletter, and the footer, which there's nothing really that special there. But that's the website so far. Now, it is August 1st as of filming this, and my site is due tomorrow. I still have work to do on it, but overall, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. By the time you see this video, I will have already submitted it, and we'll find out the results on August 7th. So stay tuned, because I will definitely be sure to let you know if I get selected for the top 10. My expectations are somewhat low, but then again, they're not zero. And if it's not zero, then it's worth my luck in trying. So wish me luck and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.